some of the old songs.
Yes, ma'am.
I am legend, a fashion god, iconic rapper. My numbers are eyes, black pyramids, holograms. Hello, man, I kick it like a ninja, flipping off the wall in my all black Vans. Black hoodie, we could marry, black skinnies, popping fairies, drop Jenny. I need the weight back in the kitchen. I need the bake, I heat the stove cause I need the cake. I try these niggas like.
Alright, cool guys, here we are again for another Centrum Collective exclusive interview, and today we got Tujarzz, aka Trippy Lights, off of Instagram with us today, and we're going to go ahead and ask him a few questions, that way you can get to know one of your favorite artists today. Alright, so first question is, what do you do and what kind of music do you make?
Well, like you said, I make music, I do some producing, I do some video editing. The type of music that I make, I want to say like world music, like assorted music. Like we can do hip hop, we can do pop, rock, country, bluegrass, or whatever. It doesn't matter. Like long as it's a rhythm. The rhythm is a worldwide language that anybody can speak if they know it. And I'm also a fashion designer.
Okay, cool. So when you're not making music or creating also your own clothing, what else do you like to do?
Well, I like to collect comics, collect books. I'm a huge Harry Potter fan. That's about it. All my other hobbies like skateboarding and stuff like that, I stopped doing. So that's about it.
Cool, like things that you did while you were younger that maybe influenced your music today. Do you have any of those?
Oh, everything I do, like I like nature, animals, insects. I used to like to skateboard, ride bikes and things like that. Just all that, getting out, getting the fresh air, being in a natural state opens up your mind to be able to create things like music, clothing, whatever. I let everything around me influence me.
Cool. So, with that being said, what was that one thing or that one time where you were like, holy shit, I'm gonna go ahead and just start making music, go off making music? Like, what got you into that?
Okay, what got me into making music is video game music. It's like really crazy. Like I would freestyle off of video games like Donkey Kong, Castlevania for Super Nintendo, and while I'm playing the game, I would freestyle, and it would help me concentrate on beating the game. So once that happened, we became influenced by Houston, screwing things up, and all they did was freestyle. So I started freestyling, and we got a karaoke machine, and we learned how to screw our own tapes, and we were freestyling just like the Houston people, like almost every rapper that came up in this town. And I started becoming the guy that when I be at parties, everybody would come to me and say, hey, he can freestyle, he can do this, he can rap, and I would freestyle for the whole crowd. It would be my only outlet to the cool people. Otherwise, I would be toward myself, you know. So everybody thought it was cool. I thought it was cool, so I started getting serious and writing. That's how it went from there. But I've always loved music, any type of music. I just love music.
So how long have you been doing music for?
It's serious, probably 5 years.
5 years, cool. And another question with your music too. Tell us more about Walking Our Tour and what you do with them, and if you have any upcoming projects with them, or any solo stuff going on, or what does the ending of the year look like for you right now?
Oh well,
You say you don't see nothing no more?
well, all our walking our tour projects right now.
I say you don't have it. I don't see
What we do is make a collective tape.
Okay.
We make a walking our tour collective tape, and then we all drop solo projects. So right now, Clark's working on his solo project, Jason working on his solo project, I'm working on my solo project right now. And as far as the end of the year, I'm looking to drop my clothing line, well, the beginning of the year in January. And I have no release dates for my mixtapes yet, but I'm just recording a bunch of songs and kind of holding them back right now, and then, you know, putting them out on tapes later, which I deem, you know, the order of my tracks, or
Cool.
how I'm put on.
Do you have any upcoming visuals that you might be planning on dropping or filming soon?
Yes, the Eye Strange 2 creative visual. It's going to be a commercial of my brand new clothing line, and it's going to be a video, but the whole video is going to be about the clothing line. So it's going to be a video / commercial for my clothing line Sweet and Women's Right. Sweet, my clothing line Sweet, is based off of my love for bees, because they do so much to balance the entire world. If we destroy all the bees in the world will be destroyed, because they pollinate plants and keep life moving. And, you know, also they make honey. You know, people love honey. So
And they give up their lives too to protect the queen. Yeah.
Loyalty.
Yeah.
And the women riot is because the second most important thing in this world is women. You know, if they go, we go. And it was a rebellious era for you to stand up for what you believe in, wear what you want to wear, and tell the government, fuck you. So, and I feel like women represent that harder than men, no matter, and we're not talking about strength-wise and physical, mind, mental state. So, my two clothing lines are based off of that, and it's dropping in January.
Okay, so another question. Let's go back to your childhood. Let's talk a little bit more about that. So I'm kind of curious on, like, what kind of music did you grow up listening that, like, maybe, like, gave you, like, that thing where you were like, yo, I want to make something like this, or this is what the type of stuff that I want to be talking about, or what songs or bands or people or artists influenced you to do what you do? Because you got your own sound, and not being biased or anything, but you are one of my favorite artists here in Dallas, or in the DFW artists. You just got, like, that whole, like, you know, just kind of like punk rock going on with, like, the rap, and as an artist myself, like, I grew up listening to, like, stuff like that. Like, my favorite music isn't rap music, you know what I mean? But I make rap music, and, like, that's why, like, I identify with, like, your music, and I kind of, like, always wondered, like, what influenced you to make that, you know, that transition from, like, hip-hop? Because I've heard a lot of your older stuff too, and, like, your newer stuff, and, like, this newer stuff that you got going on, it involves more, like, punk rock, more, like, 80s vibes, like guitar riffs and just, like, cool stuff like that. So what kind of influenced you to do that type of music?
And most of the time this is the case, it was my mom. When my mom would clean up the house before she go out or in the car, she would not only play R&B, she would play pop, rock. She wasn't into punk rock. I got into that on my own, listening to rock. She liked light rock, so I ended up listening to light rock, then death metal, then rock, then punk rock. And being told that I was different as a child, because I had freckles, you know, people would be like, "How are you black with freckles?" You know. It was stupid, but that's a child's mind, you know. So being told that I was different, you end up listening to music that's different from other people's music, and you know, and I always liked the fucking raw emotions in rock, because I believe that you do music to either uplift people, make them feel happy, or get them involved, get their energy into you. So it was a whole list of people she would listen to that I started listening to. But the main people were Michael Jackson and Prince. They had their own styles, their own way of dressing, their own way of doing their music. They owned their shit till they died, you know. And it's like, I feel like the world would be a better place if we wasn't ridiculed for what we do. Like we was just talking about earlier, your situation. It's just like it shouldn't be a situation.
Yeah.
We are humans. We all bleed the same way. We should be able to do whatever we want to. And that's like about the whole theme of my music and my clothing line, everything that I do daily. Like, it keeps me grounded. I just remind myself that I'm doing it my way and people don't understand it. It's just like that.
So what are a few things this year that you accomplished that you're proud of, or that you're like, holy shit, I was able to do this year that maybe you didn't have the opportunity to do last year, and that you're just seeing yourself advance in your music and your passion and with your buddies and Clark too. I see that he's working on some stuff. I saw him just recently on Instagram. He had done a little freestyle type video, and I saw that, and I was like, it was pretty lit. I see everybody just working and stuff. So what have you accomplished this year that you're proud of?
Well, first of all, I finally got a fucking job. So that put me back on the path of doing the stuff that I love. So that put me back on doing my music, getting my clothing line back out. My producer said something that was really crazy. He was like, maybe you needed that time to get all your thoughts together and put out what you really wanted to do, which was strange because that's exactly what happened. When I came back in, I had another type of music to put out, like another, I guess you want to say it evolved. And I'm always doing what I want to do in music, but maybe like if I'm doing something walking art tour, it's a certain type of music. It's not all me.
Yeah.
So, you know, that's another reason why I said I haven't been dropping stuff. I got like over like 10 songs that I haven't dropped that's in my email that I haven't let anybody hear anything like that, because it's just me, period, like doing my thing. And we're always our biggest critics.
Yeah.
So, you know, so you sit on the music, listen to it, you know what I'm saying, and try to get it right. But as far as that, I'm back on the track to accomplish my things for this year. So, and that's to get my second line back out, drop me another project, and then do a real project that I can put to Apple Music and all that type of stuff, where I own all the beats and all that type of stuff.
Okay. So like a message that you have for any artists who are starting out, that are trying to, you know, make music, who are looking for some advice on how to do so, what would you tell them?
I would tell them to be themselves, for one thing.
Amen.
Follow their heart, because, you know, like I said, music is the language of your soul. So if you listen to yourself, you'll put out the right music. If you're designing, you'll put out the right stuff that people like, because if you feel it, they feel it. That's the main thing about the situation. But also, don't be so selfish that you can't let people onto your little planet, because you have to mess with people. You know, you have to make these moves. And
artists have to support other artists.
Exactly.
That's the main thing. Like, I've noticed as an artist myself, like I see this all the time too. You know, like on Twitter, you know, people ask for help, don't want to help each other out. Just even when it comes to like advice giving, or like just, yo, like what software program or whatever the fuck you use and stuff. People are very selfish with shit like that, when we should all just be giving each other, like, not like saying, oh, give them all the secrets to making music, but at least, you know, help somebody out. Like, I remember getting into music and not being able to, you know, wondering stuff and like reaching out to other artists who I looked up to, you know, and them not wanting to help me, and then looking back at that time and seeing myself surpass them and be like, yo, you could have just helped me out. You know what I mean? We could have.
Yeah, we could have did this together.
Yeah. We could have bounced each other, like, ideas off of each other and been something bigger, greater, both of us, you know, in a sense. And I think that's one of the things that I see a lot just in the underground business. Not saying just Dallas and
everywhere,
but everywhere, like in general, like Austin. And I feel like if we want to succeed, all of us as artists, I think that we should all like help each other, invest in each other, and you know, believe in each other also, and kind of just not be afraid to support one another. I think that's what it is. It's like some people are just like so into them, whatever they got going on, that they're just like afraid to say like, yo bro, I fuck with your song, or like you're doing great, or I see you, you know what I mean? And that's
a big problem here in Texas.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, I see movements. I done been around and been in a couple of movements that these guys were like, hey, we want you to dress like this, we want you to rap like this, and all this type of shit, and people be unhappy. You can't be unhappy with your job. And I take everything we do as a job, because what we get up and we dedicate hours to it, and we get paid sometimes, and we, you know, stuff like that. So you have to like your job. You got to be happy in what you do. So in y'all movement, and I'm gonna go ahead and say it, I think your movement and this other guy named Brandon Wells movement is the only movement I see where they're actually helping everybody. Everybody's stuff gets RT, liked, repost. You know, hey, this kid got this new song. We got a long chat that we put all the stuff in, and the people go listen to it. We're doing this event over here. If I can make it, I'm going over there. If I can't, I'm RT, so somebody else might see it and make it. You know what I'm saying? That little bit right there helps everybody.
Yeah.
You might not think it's a lot, but it helps everybody. If you can't even pay for something and you RT, somebody else might pay for it.
Yeah.
So, you know, I think more units in Dallas should move like that instead of just randomly running to the same 5 people that they always run to do everything. It's more talent out here. It's a lot more talent out here, but they won't see it until you leave, blow up, and come back.
Yeah.
Then they're gonna be like, hey, Joe, hey man, we need you to do this, man. We'll pay you this much. But you could have been doing that. I didn't have to leave the city.
Exactly.
But I think it's getting better somewhat.
I was backstage with Dream Team counting them figures. I didn't see none of you niggas. I hit the plane, I had a show in Vegas. I didn't see none of you niggas. We been back to back, saucing on the stage. Took off my shade, see none of you niggas. I am the wave, flood this bitch like Tidal, surfing on all of you niggas. I remember them Dream Team days. Yeah. It's back when you seen them niggas counting that guap. It's back when that nigga was moving. Right?